Okay, let me see if I can do better. Should have agreed with him on what he sees as bad. That doesn't mean I'm saying that this badness is what happened. I'm saying that, of course, such account is of badness. And it's not to be accepted as acceptable. It is, of course, the way the world can be. And if I had expressed empathy with him long enough, he would have found me on his side in agreement that bad is bad. And I'm with him on that. And then you see, I'm not the enemy in that sense. But he has a few queries in his mind that I'm part of this badness as well. And he'll say it was something direct. You said so-and-so. Well, I'm not sure where you've got that from, but as far as I know, I didn't say so-and-so. Because I don't think that. Or, I did say so-and-so, but I meant such and such, not, whatever. In as far as he's willing to hear that, that's a great blessing. And as far as he's not, you have to empathize with the fact that he's not, and what he's receiving is, of course, something to be rejected. But I'm not seeing that as the truth of the matter. Now, because you're showing empathy with him, he'll want to show empathy with you. In other words, he starts to have ears to hear. You make progress. I don't mean you're a past master at it, but that seems to be the sort of NVC approach. Do I have a way that's better than that? Well, I'm aware that NVC is not, at least openly, ostensibly a religious thing. By which I mean not ostensibly relating things to the existence of God. And that I find a problem, or a suspect in a sense. I don't mean, I want to say that as a criticism. I mean, I'm concerned that I want to relate everything to God as my safe anchor. And Marshall Rosenberg doesn't. So I'm a bit cautious as to how far NVC can really carry me. But there's a lot to be said that's good about it. What have I got that I think is better? Well, I think, in a sense, what I did, I'm aware that God's teaching me. What's the Holy Spirit teaching me in this situation while this chap's venting off at me? And I'm trapped in the situation in a social sense. I'm sitting in my car and he's standing next to me telling me all that's wrong in the world, and to some extent what's wrong with me. I'm not telling him what's wrong with him. I'm just thinking how much this man needs the love of God in his life. If I say it, he may well get furious. Sheer frustration of not being able to get through to me how evil the situation is, and in particular, probably after a while, how evil he thinks I am, or would start to think I am. You know, as a way with the fairies, and or pure hypocritical, and so on and so forth, you know. It would get worse and worse. I don't want that to happen. So I'm just aware of God. What are you doing here, God? You're in charge. And I should have been more conscious of, I wonder what I can do for the best. Well, I was trying to think what I could do for the best. And I thought passivity was at least something I could do. And that's what I did. And he did run out of steam, or by the grace of God, he had a deadline, he had to get back to work. And that may have been weighing on him. But he did seem to want to leave on a calm note rather than a violent note. You know, he wasn't going to storm off in anger, which of course he could well have done. He wanted to leave on more civil terms, and did. I mean, he took his leave, but, you know, it was, I've got to get back to work now, or something like that. And, you know, something he may have said that was a slight reconciliation, you know, an indication of a desire not to leave on this venting note. And that was good. You know, I could say hello to him again. He wouldn't, I think, see me and instantly want to go the other way. I hope not, anyway. Well, for a calm life, I'd almost want him to do that, but for his sake, no way. Why? Because with all my heart, I want him to know the love of God in his life. And I think he hasn't yet known it. And that's why he's spouting off about being so against religion. It's his way of saying that his view of religion is that it's just a fraud, and he doesn't want fraudulence. Well, that's wonderful. That's a blessing. Of course he doesn't want fraudulent religion. Who would? It'd be a shame not to want. Well, I was going to say good religion, but what I mean is not to want loving God with all your heart, soul, mind and strength, and valuing God as a wonderful, good God, your God, that loves and cares for you. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Love you, Heavenly Dad. And so one wants with all one's heart for this to come into his consciousness and his being, his life, his very self. That he be at peace and joy and love and assurance and hope and all blessing, rescued from this nightmare of secularity that he's been suffering. So our love and compassion goes out to him for real. Not our condemnation of ourselves or our insecurity. Nothing to do with us. It's to do with his rescue by our Heavenly Dad. into eternal habitation, that he knows for real the kingdom of heaven within himself, the love of God, always. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.